Of course they don't, because now they're held accountable and now they can't just run away scot-free. And
Ridiculous. That's actually unbelievable that... Wait, so modern 2022 girl thinks that men are not held accountable. Okay. Yes. It has absolutely nothing to do with, the absolutely ridiculous laws or, the way that child support or alimony works in 2022. No. Or the ridiculous brainwash culture. No. It's totally to do with men.
So apparently to this woman right here, men aren't marrying anymore because we're being held accountable. And actually it's just the opposite. Men aren't marrying anymore because women are not accountable.
Not accountable, exactly. So the point being that if you're not able to take responsibility for your actions, then you can't actually have any sort of productive arrangement. And so there you go.
Men always lose in a divorce, and no one wants to enter into a contract where the other party gets rewarded for breaking it. That is all.
Absolutely. That's literally 2022 marriage in a nutshell, right? Where one side of the contract is literally rewarded for breaking it, and you want another set of people to actually get into that arrangement. That's why the marriage rate is literally 6 out of 1,000 in 2022. It's not an exaggeration. It's literally that bad. Hello, and welcome to the Helios blog. My name is Helios, here for another reaction video. If you're new to the channel, liking the videos, please give me a sub, hit all for notifications. If you're listening on the podcast, give me a 5-star review, give me a follow. If you'd like me to comment on a video compilation, maybe a blog post, Reddit post, whatever, send it to theheliosblog at gmail.com. Let's continue. Okay, let's see what this says. It's really saddening and worrisome to watch men and women of this generation making fun and taking pride in their failures, downfalls, and depressing lifestyles. When did wanting to beat yourself up because you hate your life become something to be proud of and funny? Literally. And then the title is What Men Should Do. It's I assume it's a Twitter handle. So literally in the modern world, people are taking pride in their failings and posting them online for everyone to see. Like, imagine such a world, right? Where it's like shaming, where shaming has disappeared, and people just feel like all of their weaknesses and failures are to be posted for everyone to see. Like, it's just utterly mind-boggling that such a reality exists. But that's the one that we live in, right? And then they complain when their lives turn out badly, when they are unable to take responsibility for their own downfall and for their own downsides, right? The point of being a man, right, is you start off with nothing and you build up value to be something of value, right? So imagine, right, a world where you're rewarded for actively and liked and upvoted for posting bull crap about how your life is terrible. Like, just mind-blowing that such a reality exists. But this is where we are today. Okay, let's continue here. I'm just muted it for the music because I don't want to get copyrighted. All right, next.
I'm still outside with the grip.
Oh my god. Okay, so this is just a TikTok of a lady at it looks like Walmart. A lady at Walmart just being absolutely ridiculous, and the security is like manhandling her, right, to get her out of there. It's just, and then she's fighting back. Oh, and then she gets punched in the face for actually for throwing hands at an officer. Yeah, that's not smart. That's yeah, don't do that, guys. I don't endorse violence, but I mean, if you're going to start stuff with a security guard or a police officer, it's not going to turn out well for you. Just so you know. Ridiculous. Here's a TikTok. Being a boy must be so easy. Wake up, go to the gym, talk to 9 girls at once, play video games, and lie. So this girl, she has no idea like what it actually takes to be like a man of value, right? a man that's able to talk to 9 girls at once. So no, that isn't only what the guy does. I'll bet the guy has a nice job, or etc. But anyway, she's also complaining about Chad, right? So like, this is the guy who's like such an apex, like a physical specimen, that he doesn't have to do anything else, and he's able to just post pictures on the dating apps and get like 1 million girls at once, right? So this is like ridiculous, and she's telling on herself, right, when she says stuff like this, because clearly these are the only guys that she's interested in, right? So like, you cannot make this shit up, guys. Like, this is nuts. Like, and again, that she generalizes these men to the whole population also goes to show, right, like what women's sort of logic is like. They generalize their specific experiences to the whole population, right? So there you go.
I never understand why girls think it's just so easy to be a guy. Like, you gotta realize, most guys just don't get played at all.
Yeah, that's called apex fallacy, right? Like, they assume that all men are the successful men, right? But the reality is that those are the only men they see, right? So to assume that every man is the same like that is ridiculous, right? And it's just not true. 90% of men don't get what the top 10% get. In fact, 90% of men are invisible to women. So it's ridiculous that they should believe that that's generalizable to the whole population. It's solipsistic as well.
At all. And when I say play, I don't mean sex. I mean just talking to girls in general. And no, I'm not talking about me. For any of y'all that think I'm talking about me, it's not personal at all. I'm just speaking for a broad spectrum of men that I know.
Right, this is another thing, right? Like, if you're making a video like this, what'll happen is in the comments, you'll get the ad hominem attacks. You'll get the, this guy doesn't know what he's talking about. Some woman hurt him. He hates women. He's a loser. He doesn't get any play, and that's why he's complaining, etc., etc., etc. But that's not true, because what men do in general is they think and they logically derive situations based on statistics, right? So you're not necessarily arguing from your own personal perspective, though a woman might assume it, right? Okay, one sec. I think I need to close the window here. Kinds of noise pollution today. Pardon me. All right, let's continue.
And it did sound very personal to her, like very specific, go to the gym at 9 a.m. and stuff like that. So she may be talking about something else, but I've been seeing this a lot. A lot of girls think that all guys talk to a whole bunch of girls. It's just not true at all. The reason why girls think this way is because they only look at the top 10% of men, which do have all the options, while all their guys are either friend zoned or straight up invisible to them.
That's exactly right. What he's describing is the apex fallacy, right? So the idea that women think that all men are the top 10%. And this is actually why so many women end up alone with cats and boxed wine, is because they assume that they're going to marry one of those guys when all they got is bedroom fun from that guy. And that's not true, right? It would be basically they're going to pair up 1-to-1 or not pair up at all, and these girls end up alone, thinking that they'll get one of those guys. Okay, let's continue.
Girls get way more DMs than guys. It's just true. We all know this. But they never choose the guys with no option. And they get mad when in a high school setting they get cheated on. That's some iron. And society tells them not to settle, so why would they? It's funny because if a girl actually wanted to get in a relationship, they could. But most guys have to have a certain level of cachet to even get looked at.
That's exactly right. And so when women say that they want an equal relationship, it's utterly ridiculous, because an equal relationship doesn't exist, because for a man to even be in a relationship, he has to meet a certain bar of things that he needs to have, right? So it's by default not an equal relationship, because the girl gets it just by existing and the guy must earn it, right? And most men don't earn it. And so there's no such thing as equality in the dating game, right? And then, of course, the guys that have earned it, they get selected by multiple women, because, of course, they do. They've achieved above a certain bar, which most men never achieve. So it only makes sense that if one girl is interested, more than one girl is interested.
I'm high off a pill, got fire on the low. Bust any nigga.
I don't understand what. I don't understand. Okay, anyway, I assume it has to do with like jacked guys getting texted or whatever. Anyway, no big deal. Okay, let's see what this guy has to say here. Having a boyfriend with anxiety is lots of fun because you can tease around with other guys, then make him apologize for calling you out. Try it and call him possessive and shit, and he'll actually believe you and even blame himself when you leave him. What's your thoughts? So, basically, what this girl is describing is the idea that, like, women nowadays are taking advantage, right? What they're trying to do is they're trying to do their dualistic mating strategy, which is AFBB. So they want one guy for the genes and one guy for the provider role. And so they get a boyfriend who's a loser, right? And then they play around with his emotions to control him so that they can then get another man on the side, sleep with that guy, and use the other guy, right? For all of the other benefits, right? And then the reply is negative, but we're not even going to give that one oxygen. So that's the idea there. And of course, it's, totally negative, as you can imagine. Okay, let's continue here. After you have fun with somebody else, after we break up, you can be gone for all I care. Right, so this is the idea that what will happen is women will be in a relationship with a guy. They'll sleep with another guy while in the relationship, while they're on a break or something, supposedly. And then they'll come back and want the guy to take her back, right? And at that point, her N count is +1, but even worse, she has gone into the frame of another guy to be able to sleep with him in the first place. And so it's terrible. This sort of thing, right? Okay, I don't like these TikToks that are all just music because then we can't play it. We'll get copyrighted. All right, next.
Huh, I'm 8.5 inches. Damn, dude, this guy's tiny. He must be a dwarf. Sorry.
It's crazy how.
Yeah, so the TikTok says when he's less than 6 inches. So again, guys, you have to understand the statistics of this, right? Statistically, most men's size, as it were, is less than 6 inches. I think it's 5.5 average. Is the average size. So it's the same concept of a man being less than 6 feet tall, right? So there are biological metrics that if you don't meet, you're just not given any opportunity, right? And this is just reality, right, for most men. So some men are just selected out of the human race without ever having had a chance. Below 6 feet, below 6 inches, etc. And the guy's already like playing on very hard or ultra hard mode versus most men who just play the game on hard mode. Okay, let's see what this guy has to say here.
My grades are the exact same as your bra size, bruh. How you gonna get on this app talking about dudes' dick size when you got a smaller chest than half the dudes you slept with? And you know the only thing going for you is your body, because at the end of the video you had to show your butt for whatever reason. I don't even know.
Yeah, literally. So the idea here is that women understand that their greatest agency is their body, right? And so very often they use it, and they use it to get what they want. So it's not a surprise, really. Anyway, and it's funny that these girls talk about different sizes and whatever, and how it's not okay. But if you call a girl out on her weight, then suddenly you're evil, right? And the same applies to like chest size or butt size or whatever. So if you call out a girl for that, you are a M word. You hate women for, not appreciating girls at every size. And what's even funnier than this is that girls at basically any size can get a boyfriend. They can get a relationship. But it's not the case for men, right? For men, you have to meet certain bar. You can't just exist and get a relationship. So again, just double standards everywhere, right?
Why you're wearing a V-neck like that, bruh? Like, you have no titties. It's making you look even worse. Out here looking like Freddie Mercury on stage, bruh. And even he got bigger chest than you. And I can't even say you're part of the itty bitty titty committee, because at least they have titties. You are literally flat chested. There's no bumps on your chest, bruh. I mean, like, you got them little curves, but I'm willing to bet there's padding based on how artificial your fucking face is. Ugly bitch. No titty having bitch. Prepubescent body having bitch. Prepubescent boy body having bitch.
Okay, this guy's just upset and he's doing the ad hominem attacks, right? But Anyway, it's some guy giving oxygen to the idea of the double standards that exist, right? Okay, let's continue. Okay. At which difficulty are you living life? So it says male or female. Female is on recruit difficulty. Male, and then it's like a what's it called? A flow chart. Over 6 feet, yes. Then it's hardened difficulty. Under 6 feet, veteran difficulty. That's exactly right. So men always play the game on hard mode, but if you're under 6 feet, it's extremely hard mode. It's actually, I alluded to this earlier. Again, it's double standards, right? And basically women get most of their benefits just for existing, right? Whereas men don't. So it's just a totally different reality between men and women. It's almost unbelievable how different the realities are. Okay, let's continue. Next. Unmotivated and having a bad day. Just a bad day and not a bad life. Oh, okay. So the idea here is, it's no big deal, I guess. I don't understand. This seems like a useless TikTok to me. There's nothing to analyze here. Let's continue. Again, guys, I'm just kind of going off of what comes up, so okay. Let's see what this girl has to say.
Wrong. He's absolutely right. 50-50 relationships do not work. We don't want roommates. We want providers. And if a man asks you what you bring to the table, it's because they want to be taken care for financially. And girls, watch out for those broke.
Okay, wait. So she was saying we want providers, we want la la la. Yeah, we want providers, we don't want roommates, etc. So, and then if he says he wants an equal relationship, it means he wants to be cared for. So this is just pure projection, right? So when a girl says she wants an equal relationship, it means she wants to be superior. She wants to dictate the terms and the pace and exactly how the relationship goes. And stay away from these broke men. So again, it's just alluding to the fact that men have a certain bar that they have to be at, whereas women don't. Again, like the difference between a man and woman's experience in life is just night and day, right? Like a woman's experience is like basically living life on easy mode. Like you get attention and validation just for existing. You can get men like every single day if you wanted. You can have ridiculously high standards and some idiot is going to come and like save you from your bad decisions. And okay, let's also look at the likes here. 22.9k likes. Like the implication here is that many women agree with this. So again, after a certain age, right, like past the wall, 29 plus, let's say, girls are now looking for a provider. They're looking for a man to give the extra benefits, right? And so many girls are going to agree with these sentiments here. So you stay away from these girls. Yeah. Okay, let's see what this next one here is.
Okay, I have a couple things that are my biggest problem with this. My biggest problem is women don't want to help you build the castle. They want the castle already built so they can then move in the castle, disrespect the castle, and then when they leave, take half the castle.
That's right. That describes 2022 dating in a nutshell, right? The idea that women are not interested in helping to build anything. They want to move into an already established home and then take half of it. And the principle why is, again, because women's dualistic mating strategy, which is benefited or supported by our modern gynocracy, right? So the idea is that in the modern society, women are encouraged actively to get into a relationship with a useful idiot, sleep with another man, have his children, and then divorce the other guy, the useful idiot, and have the resources from that guy to then raise the good genes guy's children, right? That's their dualistic mating strategy. Of course, if women could get one, they would want a perfect man, like a young, high money, physically attractive, charismatic guy who's a prince, right? They would want that if they could get it, but most women can't, and so they split it into two different guys.
Another thing, J. Cole said it best, there's beauty in the struggle. If you couldn't love me when I'm broke, if you couldn't help me build the castle, why the hell would I allow you to come around when the castle's already built and I already did it without you? That's how I think, personally. Why the hell would I allow you to be a part of something you had no hand in helping? And that's
I agree entirely, and the point of this is also why so many men are walking away, right? Because they see that the benefits of being in a long-term relationship or a marriage or whatever, those benefits are not worth the cost of actually being in that relationship. You lose a lot more than you gain, and because you lose more than you gain, then it's not worth being in the relationship, right?
my majority of my problem with a lot of modern women.
Okay, next.
Well, I used to be a gangbang girl. I used to do gangbang parties, and I would get fucked by like 50 dudes a night. So I've probably been fucked by like 500 dudes.
Okay, so so she said she's slept with like 500 dudes. She used to do gangbang parties, etc. This is the comment here: having your first heart to heart with the senior cheerleader on campus. So this is the idea that if you become friends with a girl and you're not judgmental, she's going to tell on herself. She's going to tell you exactly how many red flags she has. So obviously a girl with an N count this high is like ridiculously not worthy of a relationship, right? But they won't tell on themselves unless they feel as though they won't be judged, right? Okay, let's see. Cool. This Reddit post here, let's see. Wife's actions felt inappropriate, but she says she just asked to learn self-defense. Okay. Okay, let's just read the post. My wife, who's female, 44, and I, 42 male, goes to a bar regularly, and it's a bit of a rougher place, but has karaoke and the people are friendly overall. Last night, one of the regulars was a little more friendly to us than normal. I chalked it up to a good mood, but my wife told me about half an hour in the night that he had come over to her several times already to tell her how beautiful she is. My view on this is that I wasn't worried, and I'm not going to start anything because I trust my wife, and getting compliments would only make her feel good, so I let it be. So guys, this is a direct disrespect of the guy's boundaries, right? You're in a marriage, and she's allowing a guy opportunity to cheat on you. Ridiculous. An hour later, my wife tells me that she wants to do a duet song with me and asked me to listen to it on my phone, so I was doing that. I looked up and I see her standing very close to him, and it seems to me like she was flirting with him. She whispers in his ear, he says something to her, and he starts walking outside and she follows. Obviously this concerns me, so I give it a second and then head outside too. He's standing near a wall and she's standing close to him laughing. She says, "Are you sure?" He says, "Go ahead." And she punches him in the stomach 3 times. She tells me that she asked him to teach her some self-defense. I don't want to act jealous, so I say okay and stand up for a bit. She punches him several more times. I felt awkward and head inside. I came out several more times and it seemed like they were just talking. That's not talking. That's called flirting. Yeah, and she's flirting with a guy at a bar while her husband is present. You see the dualistic mating strategy there? AF, BB. So she's punching the guy's stomach because he's like jacked and attractive, and she wants to sleep with him and have his children, and then she wants to go home to the faithful guy who'll provide her resources. She told me later that he was a high school wrestler and he's been in fights, to which I reminded her that I was the captain of my school wrestling team and took several years of martial arts. She said that I never taught her, and I said that she never asked. I left it there and moved on. She actually got very clingy and told me that after we ended up having bedroom fun when we got home. But I can't shake this uncomfortable feeling at all. I'm concerned partially for the obvious reasons that it felt inappropriate. I wonder what her reaction would have been if I'd entered a similar situation, but it's also concerning because it's a rough place, and her asking another guy to teach her how to punch implies that either I don't have the ability to defend myself, or that she's asking this guy to do this to get closer to him. Don't get me wrong, I can defend myself, but I'm a firm believer in avoiding a fight if possible. I'm afraid this type of implication, especially towards a guy comfortable hitting on my wife, could lead to a certain amount of aggression I'd prefer to avoid. Exactly. First of all, the girl being aggressive as your wife, that's not attractive. That's very unattractive. It's very masculine, and you don't want to promote masculine behaviors in your wife. But not only this, that she's asking another man to do it and not you. The guy brought it up succinctly. He said he's worried about the implication. The implication being that the girl wants to learn from a different guy than him, right? Okay, let's look at the top comment with 200 upvotes. Yeah, man. I'll be honest, that would all make me uncomfortable as well. I wasn't there and I don't know other people's intentions, but that would make me extremely uncomfortable for sure. If the shoe is on the other foot, it would make her uncomfortable too. That's right, so she's purposely disrespecting the boundaries of the relationship. Thank you. I tried to really stick hard to the facts rather than what it felt like to me. Okay. 270 upvotes. Going out privately with a man who was hitting on her was inappropriate. Felt disrespectful to you. Did it feel with their song that she was flirting with him? You need to talk about your feelings and your boundaries. I'm pretty sure that they didn't see you. It does at least seem like they weren't looking up. Exactly. So again, just a lot of disrespect. And this sort of thing, you should never allow this to fly. That might be the end of the relationship, guys. Like, the level of disrespect that that implies is too damn high. Okay. Anyway, guys, I think we're going to end the video there. So again, if you're new to the channel, liking the videos, please give me a sub and hit all for notifications. If you're listening on the podcast, give me a 5-star review, give me a follow. If you agree or disagree with my points, please leave a comment. That's what the comment section is for. And if you would like me to comment on something, just send it to theheliosblog@gmail.com. Thank you so much for taking the time out of your day to listen to me. I appreciate it. Thank you so much for listening again, and I'll see you next time. Thank you so much for watching my channel. Please remember to do all of the following. Like the video for the algorithm. Comment on the video. I respond to all comments and I'll give you a heart. Subscribe and hit the bell so you can see my content on your feed. Check out all of my content on other platforms. It spreads the reach of the channel. YouTube, bit.ly/heliosyoutube. Rumble, bit.ly/heliosrumble. My blog is realheliosblog.com. My podcast, bit.ly/heliospodcast. My Patreon, patreon.com/theheliosblog. You can also support the show at bit.ly/heliosdonations and buy my books at bit.ly/heliosbooks. Thank you so much for all of your support.